Hi, welcome to the Agric Export Business Training, and we are starting with lesson 1. And in this lesson, we are going to be looking at introduction to food and agri-product export business. We assume that you do not have an experience of agri-export business, so we are starting from the very basic, which is an introduction. So the aim of this lesson is to introduce you to food and agri-product export business and to look at how viable and profitable this business is for prospective exporters. And in this lesson, we are going to be looking at this. You can look at the outline. We'll look at overview of agri-export business. We'll also look at agri-products commonly exported out of Nigeria. Then we'll look at the local product commonly exported out of the local foodstuff commonly exported out of Nigeria, and then a broad category and long list of agri-export products. Then we will continue the study by looking at who can export foodstuff and agri-products, then the profitability of agri-export business, and agri-export business opportunities and product destination. And finally, we will look at the agri-product on Nigeria export ban list. So let's dive into the lesson. So we'll start with a definition of export business, particularly the agri-export business. So what is agri-export business? Now, from historical time, or movements of people, goods and services have always been seen among communities, among states, among countries, among nations. So export is an old business. And to define agri-export, it is the movement of foodstuff and agri-product to other countries for sale and other commercial purposes. And let's look at an overview of agri-export business. The agri-export business is one of the numerous business ventures that anyone can undertake, and it is one of those oldest forms of trading, like I said earlier. And tons of agri-products are being exported outside Nigeria annually by individuals and business of various sizes. And these businesses could be individual businesses, it could be small scale, micro, large, and even multinationals. I know a lot of persons and businesses are interested in the export business, and they undertake it based on their capacity and their interest. So this makes agri-export business a good foreign exchange earner, and it also contributes to the nation's economic growth. Foreign exchange is earned through agri-export business, and crude oil and agri-product are actually two major products exported out of Nigeria, and from which Nigeria makes foreign exchange. Now let's look at the products that are commonly exported out of Nigeria, because most of the questions we get, inquiries we get about export business is what product can I export? So we want to look at the product that you can export. And the agri-products that are commonly exported out of Nigeria, there are actually top 10 that are exported, and the number 1 is ginger. Now, the gingers are exported both in their fresh state and in the dried state. The companies outside are interested in ginger so much because it's one of those spices that are used in the food industry, and they are also used to produce spices as well for sale. So fresh ginger is exported, and dried split ginger is also exported out of Nigeria, as you can see in this form. Then the next product exported out of Nigeria is raw cashew nut. Raw cashew nut, they are exported raw, and also some persons also export them processed. But bulk of the demands are for the raw cashew nuts. Then you have the sesame seed, then dry hibiscus flower. This is the what we locally call zobo, is also exported. And we have the soya beans, is in high demand. Then the cocoa beans, I've always known Nigeria export cocoa out of to other countries in large quantity, and cocoa is still being exported even up to today outside Nigeria. And we have the garlic, this part of the spices that are in high demand that people buy and Nigerians export them. Then the palm produce. The palm produce. Now, the palm produce are exported as raw palm seed, or the processed oil, or crude palm oil, and palm kernel oil. Even palm kernel products, they are also exported. Then the cassava products are also exported. The fresh cassava, the dried cassava chips are also exported, as well as the cassava flour. Melon seed is also being exported, both for industrial use and for domestic use. Or industrially, they are used as source of oil based on the amount of oil, the quantity of oil, percentage of oil they are being extracted in the industries for production of vegetable oil, and they are being refined for that purpose. Peanut butter is also exported, what we call granite, but they are used for a lot of products, from the peanut butters to the oils and the rest. Then gum arabic is in high demand and they are exported out of Nigeria. Then yam is still being exported. They have high demand, industrial need, industrial use, because they are used for production of starch, industrial starch, and the rest of that. And those starch are used as excipient in most productions, like in the pharmaceutical industries and that, and the rest of that. Then bitter cola is exported as well out of Nigeria, and this are part of the local herbs. And then moringa seed is in high demand and they are being exported. They are used for medicinal purposes as herbs. Now let's look at the common foodstuffs that are commonly exported out of Nigeria. The list are endless. They are endless because they are exported for consumption purposes, and a lot of Nigeria live outside the country and they depend on this product for their food. So just as you can imagine, whatever product you can imagine that you can find in the Nigerian market that we use, at home, that we eat for our foodstuff, you can export them if you have the market and the demand. So you can see gari is exported, plantain, majorly are exported as plantain flour. Then the beans is exported. Then we have the dried pepper. These dried pepper are exported in different forms. Look at this. These ones are packaged and they are processed, and they are the chili peppers. And you can also export crayfish, as you can see. Then other products are dried catfish, that are dried, even the smoked and fish. Then the vegetables of different kinds, majorly the pumpkin. They're exported both in the fresh and in the dried form. Even the bitter leaf are also exported. Now you have your, sorry, this is the coconut oil. You have your granite oil and your dry and your palm oil. Now we can also export the local spices, the thickeners, and the flavors. as you can think of, all the local spices, you can export them. Now, let's look at the long categories on the long list of agri export products. Now, we classify the product that you can export under 7 broad categories, and these 7 broad categories are nuts and pods, fruits and vegetables, spices, additive and herbs, cereal grains, legumes, the natural oils and extracts, then tubers, industrial and raw materials, and finally processed and semi-processed products. So under the nuts and pod, you can see all these products and many more. You can export them, and they have markets and demands. You can see the cashew nut, ground nuts, cola nuts, walnuts, bitter cola, tiger nuts, the barbara nuts, the desert date, coconut, cocoa, we know, and the coffee. You can export. Then the fruits and vegetables. Most of the fruits and vegetables can be exported. Now, they are packaged in a special way and also exported in a special way. We'll look at that during the time we look at how these products are packaged for export. Now, the spices, the local spices you use to cook your food, your soup, you can export them, and you can see the long list. You can, and as much as even those that are not captured here, you can see the ginger, chili pepper, scent leaf, onion, curry leaf, garlic, even the suya spice in pepper, mushroom, the uziza leaf, the moringa, the uda, the otazi, even the ugiri, the castor seed, that is used for bitter leaf soup, and the thickeners, they are all exported. And you'll be surprised that you can find all these things, product being sold in African food shops abroad. So number 4 is the cereal grains and the legumes. So these are some in high demand. So the grains, the grains and the cereals, like the rice, the soybeans, the sorghum, the beans, and all that, the sesame seed, millets, you can export all, even the breadfruit seed. And number 5 is natural oils and extracts. So the natural oils are the oils you can get from vegetable sources, and then there are also the extract that you can get from other special sources like the honey, shea butters, the castor seed, the coconut oil, the palm oil, granite oil, and the rest. Even the neem seed oil and eucalyptus oil can also be exported when you package them very well. Then you have the tubers. This is the 6th category, the tubers, industrial raw materials. And this include the yam, the cassava, the potatoes, the rubber, cotton, the cocoa, the hide and skin, the sugar cane, the charcoal, jethro vanims. So these products are majorly used as industrial raw materials in industries. Then the last group, which is number 7, is the processed and semi-processed product. Now, most persons will process their products, add a little value from the original source or the crude source, like when it's harvested from the farm, and by this they can package it and it adds value, and they can earn extra money when it's exported and sold. So you can package your products and have it on the shops in the African and food stores abroad, and it's sold. So you can package all these products like plantain chips, like potato chips, corn flour, beans flour, cassava flour, even pap, yam flour, starch, and the rest of them, cashew nuts. So the value you get from selling this product is dependent on the packaging you give to it. So you can package them as processed or as semi-processed products. So agri export product on Nigerian ban list. There are quite some few products that are exempted from exportation based on the Nigerian economic interest. So, and it's also a reflection of the world economy because some products are in high demand. So, domestically, so when you export them, there will be less left for domestic consumption and for other purposes. So, one of the product on that ban list is corn maize. So, currently, you cannot export corn maize out of Nigeria. Cassava also used to be on that list, but it has been lifted, and now you can export your cassava both as raw or chips, can be exported. The raw ones are usually used for production of ethanol and starch. So, agri export business opportunities and product destinations. Now, we look at the opportunities that are in export business. We have identified the products that you can export. They are broad as much as you can think, and you have the market. So, what are the potential? The business potential for agri export products are very huge, and also it keeps expanding yearly. And the demand for agri product globally keeps increasing, and they are never met 100%. No, they are never met. So the importers keep prospecting and checking for where they can get supply of these products because they have to keep business running. Now you can see there is industrial use for raw materials. Most of the agri products that are exported are feeds. They are raw materials for industries, cottage, small, medium, and large industries. So you can see cassava being processed here in Vietnam. This is a cassava processing plant, and the agri product dependent industries across the world need continuous supplies to maintain operations and business activities. So there is enough space for export product and for new entrant into the business. So with this, Nigeria can tap into the opportunities, and also strides are also being made. Currently over 10% of global ginger exports originate from Nigeria. Nigeria is number 3 in export of ginger in the world, and they follow India and Nepal, and then more export markets are also opening for Nigerians. According to NASDAQ, over 1,983 containers of hibiscus was exported to Mexico from Nigeria in the first quarter of 2019, and with the earning of about $35 million. So this is huge, and the product basically are supplied for the industries for production. Now, there is also home consumption as foodstuff. You can see a typical African food shop in London where products are there on the shelf and sold. A lot of product, from stockfish to crayfish to melon seed to pepper, palm oil, gari. You find them in the shops. So this is because Nigerians and other Africans living abroad consume and the exported products daily. They use them to make their food, their meals, and packaged, processed, and semi-processed Nigerian local foodstuffs are often sold in these shops. And in countries like UK, USA, Germany, Canada, Australia, and many others where Nigerians live abroad, raw and packaged local Nigerian food are sold in most corner shops. You can easily walk in and buy them. And virtually all foodstuffs you can find in local markets back in Nigeria, including native spices, can be bought from those shops. Now, these products are in very high demand in these countries, and they are exported basically by individuals and businesses based here in Nigeria. You can see individuals, even students, civil servants, retirees, pensioners, even traders, market women who package this product for export. So herein lies the business opportunity. You have a very ready and ever expanding and sustainable market for your agri product if you choose to dive into the business. Now, how profitable is agri export business? Let's talk about the money. You know, um, when you talk export, everybody knows that when you export, you make the money. Okay, just like countries, Nigeria export crude oil and make enough money that is keeping the country running, and that has been keeping the country running for years. That is how export from agri product also bring money to the exporters and those who involved in this business. Now, agri export business is a money spinner, no doubt, because exchange rate also makes it much. It makes you to earn much more higher than selling it in the local market, because a product you will sell for a price like 1,000 naira in Nigeria, when you sell it outside, one, you sell it at a higher price, and then you earn also in foreign currency. So when you exchange the money back in Nigeria, it's converts to something higher, and that is why people will easily engage in exports. So you will make good profit at a very high margin, and the fact that you earn in foreign currencies like dollar is a very big boost. So it's a profitable venture, and who can export food stuff. Now we look at who can export, you know, foodstuff and agri product. Now, individuals or persons who are interested could be farmers, civil servants, students, graduate, any adult citizen of Nigeria who is legally qualified to do business can export. Now, businesses of different sizes, both small, micro, medium enterprise, as well as large businesses and multinationals can export. Now, cooperative societies and groups can engage into export now, because they do business, they do investment, so they can go into agri-export business investment of any kind. Now, government at different levels. Now, I remember once the government of Anambra State engaged in export of rice and vegetables, and they were earning millions from it. So, local government, state, and federal government can engage in export. And then finally, you have non-governmental organizations like religious organizations, like clubs, like NGOs. They can engage in agri-export business. So in summary, if you are considering going into food and agri-product export business, then you are on a good path to business success. And top on the list of frequently asked questions we often get is, how do I start exporting this or that product? And this training is in direct response to those questions and all that's similar to it. So in the remaining lessons, we will be highlighting the steps that are involved in getting into mainstream agri-export business in Nigeria, including important details and facts that you need to arm yourself with before you venture into this interesting and profitable business. So this is the end of our lesson, the lesson one. Thank you for your time.